My name is Lisa, and my husband and I live in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We have 3 children, Victoria, who would be turning 8 this month, and identical twins, Isaiah and Caleb, who are 4. My daughter Victoria was born in July of 2014, and she was perfectly healthy. On January 30th, 2015, she had a CAT scan that led to diagnosis. The neurologist told us that if they had caught her condition, which was Krabbe disease, through newborn screening, they could have treated it.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I live just outside of Seattle, Washington. And our newborn screening story started pretty typically. I had a really healthy pregnancy. Given that I wasn't really interested in a lot of extra testing, I'm a pretty natural mama, I kind of pushed back, honestly. I kind of said, is this really necessary? And thank goodness we did, because that was the blood draw that would reveal Indy had a treatable, life-threatening metabolic disorder. So Indy was born and then diagnosed at 3 weeks with maple syrup urine disease. It's a disease that impacts about 1 in 200,000 people, so it is one of the very rare among the metabolic disorders.
Hi, my name's Michelle. I'm a parent of 3. My connection to newborn screening is really through my son failing his newborn hearing screening and then having to do the follow-up work from that. I went through the prenatal classes and then, of course, had my first child. And during the prenatal classes, it was mentioned briefly in passing. It was not explained, nor in any detail about what is it, what does this mean, what does it even cover.
My name is Tawana. I am the parent of 3 children. My son, who is 18 years old now, he was diagnosed at birth. And I remember getting a phone call saying that he has sickle cell disease. And for me, that was like, what is that? One, I was younger. So there was a lot of things. It wasn't like planned and things like that. But 2, I didn't even know I carried the trait.
So, everybody's experience with the newborn screening system is very different. Ours, unfortunately, was not a success story. My son Elliot was actually missed at newborn screening. He was our 2nd child, and we were told that he passed his newborn screening test with flying colors. When Elliot was 2.5, he got really sick, and we took him to the emergency room and thought he just had a virus and it would pass quickly. So about 10 days after Elliot was admitted, doctors found the cause, and it was a rare genetic metabolic disorder called homocystinuria. And it was come to find out because he was missed at screening.
My name's Chad Williams. I'm a father of 2. His mom had the trait, I had the trait. So we knew it's a 1 in 4 chance of him having sickle cell. So it was just that shot in the dark, and he just so happened to have it. And we just teach him, it's not the end of the world. You just have to live your life a little differently.
I tell people initially that embracing your own personal journey, because that will give you the faith to move and do whatever you need to do throughout the life of your child. Whether it's, everything was fine through newborn screening, whether it was, a kid was caught and diagnosed through newborn screening, whatever journey you may have, embracing the fact that it is a part of life and something that is needed to happen is one of the first things that I tell any family.
The first day that Joey got diagnosed, it was a devastating day, and I didn't know what to expect with the diagnosis. I'm somebody that needed to turn a negative into a positive, and doing that through newborn screening, it's really allowed me to become a part of a community and advocate and know that we are making a difference. It's so much more than just a test that saved my son's life. It's really impacted our whole life, our everyday, our family. It's really enabled me to take the diagnosis and know that it's impacting my son's life and our family as we continue to grow as a family.
A friend of mine, both were pregnant in 2015 with our second, and unfortunately her son has a condition that if it had been caught in newborn screening, they could have done some treatment to see if that would have prevented it from progressing. I've been involved with the medical field and advocacy, but her story and her experience is really what how newborn screening got on my radar. So when I share newborn screening with other people, what I want them to understand is really that every state is different.
There are a lot of things that aren't even on the list to get screened for. And you just reflect, you're like, wow, this is this is a major tool for parents to have.
We just expect them to, it's just kind of tradition, really. It's a process. They just do it and we go home and life goes on. And so I want families to understand, not to be scared, but that every state is different and to know what their state does screen and does not screen for.
Currently only 10 states screen for Krabbe disease. And while we're hoping that in the next year it will be added to the federal panel, that still means that kids born in 40 states will not be screened for this.
I mean, one thing I'd like families especially to know is advocacy takes time, and what that can look like can be different for each family.
To me, the voice could be just advocating for themselves in a hospital.
Educate yourself and make yourself aware of what is out there to help you.
Like, she looked so healthy and she was doing all the things that babies should do. And I'm a person that tends to believe that everything just works out. But everything from that point has been so hopeful. And there was a community that greeted us on the other side. And that's what I want to be part of.